When Coach Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide come to SEC Media Days, it's always a media and fan frenzy, and this year was no different despite some COVID guidelines. Roll Tide! Fans were out early to get their chance to see Coach Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide at SEC Media Days on Wednesday. People weren't allowed into the Hyatt Regency, but some die-hard fans still came out to greet the Crimson Tide.
Yes, we are here at 6:30.
The Tide lost a lot of firepower to the NFL draft last season, and everyone is anxious to see how the team rebounds. But as they say in Tuscaloosa, Alabama doesn't rebuild, they reload.
We got a lot of new things going on this year, new quarterback.
And I am looking for a dominant defense. That's when Alabama's firing all cylinders. When that defense is an absolute madman to go with a strong offense, I think this is the year, baby. I think we roll.
On the defensive side of the ball, the Tide returned some key starters, including veteran defensive lineman Fedarian Mathis.
This can be a very good unit, and I feel like we just got to take on the role and live up to the hype. Don't buy into it, but also, show them what we're capable of once it comes game time.
But what many Crimson Tide fans are concerned with is the receiving corps that has sent 4 first-round picks and a Heisman winner to the NFL draft over the past 2 seasons. John Mechie III showcased his talents last year and will anchor this receiving group.
My confidence for this new receiver room is just through the roof. I think we have a lot of young and great potential, and I'm definitely excited for everybody to be able to see that and us to go out there and showcase our talents.
For Alabama News Network, I'm Jerome Jones from SEC Media Days in Hoover, Alabama. The Auburn Tigers had their day at SEC Media Days on Thursday. A lot of questions surrounding the Tigers after a lackluster season and a coaching change. But one thing is for sure, the Tigers believe they will shock the SEC this season. When a new coach comes into a program, it usually means a culture change, and it seems that Auburn head coach Brian Harsin has sold this team into his philosophy.
Really, our motto for this offseason is 1-0. Approach every day like it's like it's your last. You know what I'm saying? Give it your all. Harsin, coming in, guys kind of told me he kind of got like a 4th-and-1 mentality. You know what I'm saying? Everything's on the line. Always go hard. You know what I'm saying? So SEC West, it is the best conference in the country, in my opinion. So we're going to be ready, man. He's going to get us good. Yeah.
For Auburn fans, they are equally looking for an improvement over last season.
I'm tired of sitting there wondering if Gus is calling plays or offensive guys calling plays. And I'm hoping Mike Bobo wouldn't put up with nothing. I know he wouldn't. He's a good coach. So we're going to look for a better offense, and I think we're going to shock a few people this year.
We know everybody's counting us out, and just being able to come up and just shock people. I think we're really going to shock people this season, so that's how we're coming.
Quarterback Bo Nix says he's gotten bigger, faster, and stronger in the offseason, and he's hoping to continue to improve as the season approaches.
Just from a physical standpoint, I've improved with size, speed, and strength. I probably could mention a bunch of things that I could improve on, but one of the things is just making those tight windows throws that I know I can make, and throwing people open, but helping our receivers out, helping with their experience, throwing those guys open so they can understand what it's like to run routes and to fit in tight windows, and so they can gain experience for themselves.
The Tigers kick off the season on September 4th against Akron and then face the Alabama State Hornets a week later. From SEC Media Days, Jerome Jones, Alabama News Network. The Alabama State Hornets and Coach Donald Hill-Ely taking center stage here at SWAC Media Days after that 6-game spring season earlier this year where the Hornets finished 2-3 with no contest to finish 2nd place in the SWAC East. Coach Healy on where he believes the team has improved most since the spring.
We played 14 freshmen. We thought that.
Back to the Vance Law Firm Sports Desk. A lot of college football happening this weekend. All of our local teams in action, as well as the Tide and Tigers. We'll get things started right here in the capital city over at Crampton Bowl for the inaugural Red Tails Classic. That matchup brings Fort Valley State into town to take on the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. And this one was close early. It was 6-0 Fort Valley State at the half, but in the second half, that Fort Valley State defense just harassed the Golden Tigers and made things hard for them all night long. Fort Valley State forced 4 turnovers, resulting in 20 points, including that scoop and score you saw earlier, that interception. Tuskegee just couldn't get things going. Fort Valley State would get the win tonight, 30-0 over Tuskegee over in Crampton Bowl. Not the way Coach Slater and the Golden Tigers want to get their season started. Welcome back to the Vance Law Firm Sports Desk. Another Saturday of college football. Tonight we also have a little high school from Friday for you, and we'll talk biscuits and have some local scores. Let's get right into it, starting with some college football. Auburn hosting Georgia State on the Plains. Bo Nix was benched in this game. In the third quarter, LSU transfer TJ Finley go-ahead touchdown to Shedrick Jackson. Auburn escapes 34-24. They head to LSU next week. The Tide rolls in Tuscaloosa. Opening kickoff. Jamison Williams makes a man miss and whoop, fast forward, tick, 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 tick. 100 yards later, the Tide remain undefeated under the lights in Bryant-Denny, 64-14. Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss in town next week. High school football, our high school game of the week, Montgomery Academy, Montgomery Catholic, a 3A top 10 showdown. Caleb McQuarrie, 16 yards to Justin Rose, Montgomery Catholic. They're undefeated. They win 42-0. More from Friday night, 7A powerhouse Hoover at Kevin Turner Field facing Prattville. Prattville's E.J. Ousley, Cameron Shanks. But the Lions couldn't keep up with the Bucks. Prattville falls 35-16. Sidney Lanier hosting Bessemer City in Crampton Bowl Friday night. Corey Hagler back to receive the punt for the Poets. He makes one man miss. He only has the kicker to beat, and I don't think the kicker's going to catch him. All the way to the house, 80-plus yards. Lanier wins 33-0. Carver and JD, this one was Thursday night in Crampton Bowl. Joshua Richardson, 60 yards. He gets caught, but that wasn't enough. The Volunteers would fall 21-14. Carver with the win, and that's a look at your football highlights. Welcome back into sports. Lots to get to today. Alabama baseball and softball grinding their way through the postseason. And we'll begin with baseball in the Alabama Crimson Tide, trying to keep their season alive in an elimination game against Louisiana Tech. And if you like the long ball, this one was full of home runs. Bottom of the second, Bama's down 3-2. Not for long, Jackson Tate hammers one to left field. That solo homer would make it 3-all in the bottom of the second. Next inning, Tech would answer back with 2 runners on. That's a 3-run bomb. This is the next at-bat. Louisiana Tech would retake the lead 6-3. Let's move forward to the next inning. Bama's at the plate. Zane Denton. He got that one pretty good. Back, and it's gone. That's a 2-run homer. Pulls Bama within 1 run. It's 5-6.